Hey, apologies to AlphaRad for using your name as clickbait, but you did give your opinion, so I'm not lying. But long story short, AlphaRad really likes how Olympia plays and says she was the most fun he had with the character since the start of the game. However, he thinks her offstage game is abysmal. Like so bad that you could get her offstage at 40 and she will die. Will AlphaRad be correct, or will people learn how to recover better? We shall see next week, actually. Also, her first new skin is the opossum skin. Wow, very cute. I think the opossum skin was the most popular guess that people made, so it's interesting to see that the people and the devs had the same idea. Are opossums really popular? I guess they are. I get more into this during the Q&A recap section of this video that's coming up, so stay tuned for more info. Welcome back to Recap of Aether, your one-stop shop to keep up with what's going on in the Rivals community in the last week or so. I'm your host, both players, and let's get right into it. So first things first, the Rivals of Aether team did a short Olympia demo stream where they went over what Olympia can do and answered some viewer questions while they were playing. Here is a very quick rundown of the questions and the answers. Why isn't Olympia green by default to match the Earth theme? Well, the original designer made it pink, so they just kind of stuck with it. Can you grab another Olympia's gem? The answer is yes. What are your plans for future characters' retro skins? They are making them, but they aren't 100% on how to distribute them. They are currently leaning towards releasing a pack at the end of the year of each year's set of 4 characters. Is there an upper limit to how many characters you want in Rivals 2? Dan makes a joke and says the upper limit is the bit limit in Unreal, which is to say they want to keep making characters until, forever, I guess. Will there be a balanced patch with Olympia's release? Yes, and Miguel Moran, the marketing director at Off-Brand Games, also mentions that there will be a lot of other updates as well. The biggest update the game has since launch, which is super exciting to me. I wonder if this means more training mode updates or different single player updates. I know the new ranked mode is coming out, so that's gonna be really exciting. When will we see our first legendary skin? Dan says eventually. Low-key, I didn't even realize that our good skins were only epic level. So like the Loxodon hockey skin, the pizza skin, Clarence Slasher skin, the Ranotux, those are all only epic skins. I have no idea what a legendary skin might entail. So that's kind of exciting. When will we get the workshop contest icons? So if you were unaware, the Rivals of Aether team did a character contest where the winner of the contest could get their character in Rivals of Aether 2. And the runner-ups got a consolation prize, which is getting their characters as an icon. The creators / teams who made the characters will get codes to give out at their own discretion. They want to release the icons sometime later in spring, and they tease they might show a little progress to Lorena as well. When are we getting crazy fun modes like tetherball or volleyball? Dan wants to make them, but they are unfortunately not a priority. With limited resources and manpower, the team would rather spend it somewhere else. Dan also envisions that these modes would have queues as well, so he says he needs to set that up. But the main goal right now for Rivals of Aether is to raise the floor of the player base before investing the time and energy into making those fun extra modes. Would you take $1 million from McDonald's to add Grimace? Dan says only $1 million? Will they add more Dungeons of Aether characters, and when? Edalis mentions that the devs are cooking a good mix of new and returning characters, and that it's a good bet that some of those characters will be from Dungeons of Aether. There's no word on when though. Will Rivals of Aether 2 have custom stage support for Workshop? Dan says eventually, but the custom character support will come first. But it will probably be the second feature they implement. Then they want to implement your ability to make new game modes, like making your own tetherball type game mode. Which for me is really exciting, because as a person who played a lot of RTSs growing up, one of the best parts of StarCraft, for example, is all the custom games people made. So if we get something similar to that, that's gonna be super cool. Why do character rewards stop at 1000? It's way too easy. I mean, clearly that's a joke question, but they did give a earnest answer. They don't want too many cool rewards at those high levels, because even though they'd like to reward people for playing, most of the player base wouldn't be able to get to that level. They want to make sure that really cool icons can be obtained by a certain percentage of the player base. Here's a side story that AlphaRad said. Apparently, one time he mentioned to Dan that Clarence F Strong looked like it was charging the wrong way, and Dan said, yeah, it's like a trick. To which Dan responds, did I say that? So apparently he didn't remember. And also a fun fact, Claren and Ori were some of the first characters that Trevor designed, and if you did not know, Trevor is the current lead game programmer and designer. Alright, so here is AlphaRad's Day Zero take on Olympia. He says that she feels really awesome to play, specifically her combo game and onstage presence, but her offstage game is terrible to non-existent. He said, quote unquote, I got down tilted by Claren at 40 and died offstage. Oh, this character is going to suffer. Trevor points out that Olympia does not lose the down special cancel resource if she gets hit out of it. So at the very least she has that. Dan responds that they will keep an eye on it. They want her to have a distinct weakness, that is her offstage game, but they don't want it to be so polarizing like Little Mac. Edalis specifically mentions that Little Mac is an example of it not working. AlphaRad then concludes this by mentioning it is definitely the most fun character he's played since Rivals of Aether 2 so far, but he is very worried that better players will make sure she does not make it back on stage. As a person who's really excited for Olympia, I feel like that makes sense. I'm not sure if her offstage game was that good in Rivals of Aether 1 either, but we'll have to see. I'm gonna go play her when she launches, and I am very excited. So April 2nd is when the big patch will happen and Olympia will be released. But for April 1st, they're going to be doing their Rivals Direct. They do mention specifically that it's a tiny transmission and that it's a Rivals Micro Direct. So either that means it's going to be a very short Direct, or it's a kind of pun because Olympia is a small creature and maybe they'll have like a small gaming mode. I'm not really sure. But I think it's just going to be a very short program going over what they're going to update with. But I will say that's an interesting option because the patch is going to be released the day after. So I have to imagine that they're going to be updating us more than just that. But I guess we'll see next week. If you didn't know, a big Canadian major is happening right now, and one of the main games is Rivals 2. So if you want to check out the stream, you can actually go to the Rivals of Aether official Twitch account, and they will be live streaming it this weekend. And in case you didn't know, you can go to the merch shop of this tournament and purchase a Battle of BC Hockey Loxodon palette. Now, I'm not gonna lie, it's a very clean palette. Blue, white, and yellow is really clean. So if this is something you're interested in, make sure to get it, because I'm not sure if it will be available after Battle of BC is over. And finally, Rivals of Aether 2 has their first indie game collab. Alan Becker, the person behind all the animator versus animation series and the stick figure guys, is making a new fighting game with the stick figures. And if you back their Kickstarter, you'll actually get an exclusive icon, which is right here. Dan has always been up for collaborative stuff, so I think it's really cool to see this in action. Alright, so I've come to make an announcement. I finally got invited back to the Rivals Creator Program! Let's go! And you know what that means? It's creator code time! So if you didn't know, you can support creators like me by entering a creator code via the support creator button in Rivals of Aether 2's main menu. Now here's the thing, I just want to make sure that you have a creator code in there. It doesn't have to be me. So if you're already supporting another creator, that's great. But if you don't have a creator code active, you can click on the button and enter code both players to support me and my channel. You'll get a 5% Aetherbuck cashback, and I will get 5% of the purchase myself. It's a win-win. And when you do, you can proudly say, "Let's go, both players!" Both players being me and you. We're the two players here. Anyway, thank you for supporting your favorite Rivals creators. It really does help us a lot. Now let's get back into the recap. Alright, next we have the Twitter portion of the video. Here are some of the best Twitter posts I've seen this week. Now this is crazy. I just advanced the Maple meta by decades. So we're gonna check this video out. It's pretty crazy, I'm not gonna lie.
Because I didn't really have any.
So the Maple puts a puts a Lily down. And you know what people normally do is they try to either parry, or in this case, Claren tries to counter Lily, but take a look.
Things where I got my counter pick and I like restocked.
He freaking taunts so that it misses. So when you taunt, Lily doesn't have a hitbox anymore, so he can't do the counter. What? That's so genius.
I saw that shit. Yeah, wait a minute.
Oh my god. So if you're a Maple player, try doing this when people try to parry. Just do a little taunt. That's so good. Next is a little clip from Ion showing off his Crag. He gets a little bing, bang, ooh, reverse, and then, oh my god, a reverse fair on purpose? Dude, I'm just not good enough to get reverse hits on purpose, but that's disgusting. Should reverse hitbox exist? I mean, I guess it's cool for players who are good enough to get it on purpose, but that feels like it shouldn't happen. Next is a little funny bug in a little funny bug. I don't know how they got this this bug where Crag is holding the ledge but on the opposite side. But if you get to do this in game, you can edge guard for free. You can edge hog for free. Hilarious. In this video, Malk says Zeekware told me to throw rock up more, and I think he was right. In this, he throws the rock up right here, and that saves him. So if you're a Crag, just throw the rock up. Either it saves you or hits someone. I mean, it is also a hitbox that just exists for a long time in the air. I mean, Zeke is cooking here. Next is a very tragic clip. You just gotta see it happen. Boom. Ooh, I feel bad for the Crag. So apparently you can, Raster can do up special in between the dash attack cancel into a tilt. So in between that, Raster still has enough time to up special. Granted, Raster was in low percent, so maybe he just had, very little hit stun, but that's so funny. If you're Raster, just spam up special and maybe you'll break out of combos. Guthix here shows a little something with Crag, a lot of Crag clips, and apparently that just happens, that just works on Air Armada. If you're a Crag and you go under the stage, you can just throw the rock through the stage. And another thing Guthix mentions is that apparently near a ledge, around rock width away or less, it will snap to the sides and right up the wall. So I think if you're like right here and you throw up, it'll be like bloop, and it slide up the wall. I think it's designed like that so it prevents like pineappling too hard, but I'm not sure. Very interesting. And finally, I kind of want to end it off on this, which is a sentiment that I agree with. You can tell because I liked it. Asashi says, the Rivals 2 complaints are all over the place and the game still hasn't been out for a year. One day the game is too mashy. The next day CC and 4hug is too strong. The day after that characters have no drip or sauce. Can we just play the game, man? It's pretty fun. I don't know. And yeah, I agree. I don't know what it is about Rivals of Aether in particular. Maybe it's just because I'm in the scene that I see it. Maybe other games have this problem too. But man, I just see a lot of complaining about the game, and it really kind of bums me out. I love the game, and like even in Rivals 1 when the player count was like 300 players, I still had a blast playing ranked. So I don't really know why people are like so worried or like outwardly complaining like this, because at the end of the day, like, you can just stop playing if you don't like it. Yeah, Noid says here, people just aren't understanding that this game will be a long, slow evolving journey. I like that about Rivals 1, but I guess it's not everyone's cup of tea. And yeah, that is the reality, is that this game is going to build slowly into the game you love. Rivals 1 did not become the game it is today until years later. The beginning of the game was much different, but we'll see once the console version releases and the devs implement everything they want to. We shall see the true longevity of this game. And now we have the YouTube portion of the video where I showcase all the videos that I've seen in the last week. Firstly, we have Laststock's My Prediction for the Rivals Direct video. If you want to speculate on what we might see in the Rivals of Aether 2 Direct, check out this video to see Laststock's opinion, and then you can join the discussion down below. Now, Laststock also made a Who's Really the Best Character in Rivals 2 tier list video, but this is a very interesting one because Laststock surveyed their community and got a ton of responses from people of varying skill levels on what they believe is the strongest character in the game. Laststock does a really cool thing where they made 3 different tier lists from players of low level, mid level, and high level, so you can really see the range of opinions. If you want to check it out, I highly recommend viewing this video. Next, we have Golgi with another great informative video. Now this one is dealing with Forsburn's F-Strong. I really like that Golgi's going over all the moves that the community has the biggest trouble with and helping us understand how to beat it. And Forsburn's F-Strong is particularly troublesome for a lot of people. Now this is HT Spider's video of him going to a Rivals 2 tournament in Europe. So if you want to see some high-level Zedrun gameplay in a tournament setting, this is the video for you. Here, LP is back discussing the viability of Aether. Now if I remember correctly, and from the icon, LP used to be a Maple player in Rivals 1, but he seems to have a lot more fun with Aether in Rivals 2. And as he grinded out Aether, he has a lot of knowledge and experience on whether or not Aether can win a major. So if you want to get a top player's opinion on how viable Aether truly is, here's the video for you. And here, Soulburguy did their own QnA recap, but they also specifically went over the Olympia animal skin guessing game and showcases all the guesses that the community did, which is really fun. So if you want to check out all the different guesses that the community made, it's a really fun watch. And last but not least, let's take a look at what's going on in the Rivals of Aether Reddit community. Tier list on how fun the matchups are. Alright, so this is play 50 sets with me. There's just Crag, Zedder, Aether, and Forsburn. Oh wow. I like playing against you, which is Loxodont. Okay. I can accept like playing against you. It's alright is Rano, Orcane, and Raster. That's fair. Boring is Fleet. Fleet is boring, huh? And I don't want to play anymore is these 2 characters, Maple and Claren. As a Zedder hater, I'm surprised he's up there. I would put Zedder at it's alright tier probably. Or even I don't want to play anymore sometimes. But I can respect it. I can respect it. The top comment is, it's not often that you see this kind of tier list where it seems like OP actually enjoys the game. LOL, I'm a Maple main and my training partner plays Claren. We're developing so much tolerance to BS. You want to play against Crag? Crag is so unga bunga. Sure, he's the most fun matchup ever. Great to combo and funny gimmicks to interact with his rocks, to parry or punch and wall jump on his pillar. Yeah, I mean, Crag is unga bunga, but you can unga bunga back. You know what I mean? So I understand. I also really like playing against Crags. I would put every character in don't want to play anymore, even my own character. Bro. I mean, yeah, what Dexter says, serious question, then why are you playing the game? I see this meme a lot and I don't like it. It started in Guilty Gear, but it became popular in Smash Ultimate and Tekken Spaces as well. But it's not a really good meme to be pushing for any game if you want to be successful, because anyone who genuinely didn't like any matchups in the game wouldn't be playing the game. It comes off as toxic. which is the worst thing anyone reading about the game wondering if they should get into could think. And then Chumbucket says, dude, chill, not everything is toxic. I like winning, I like fast-paced games, I like plat fighters. There's a lot of cheese in this game that makes a lot of characters not fun to play against. My comment is half a joke. Not gonna stop saying what I think because you think it's gonna hurt the game's success. That's dumb. Instead of telling the people playing it to stop voicing their opinion, they should just change things in a way that makes the people playing their game enjoy it more. The responsibility is on them, not me. Okay, this is really interesting because I agree that you should have your opinions and that it's the dev's responsibility to play the game. But what Dexter says is true. If you don't enjoy the game, why are you playing it? I know you say you like winning, you like fast-paced games, you like plat fighters, but this game just has characters you don't like. Every character you don't like playing. It just sounds like you don't like this game, man. You're allowed to play other plat fighters. Just play Melee, really. Slippy is free. Rushdown Refold exists, although I don't think the player base there is that big, but you know, it is what it is. And I guess when combo breakers come out, you can try that too. But here's the thing, I guess competitive players also just really like grinding a competitive game regardless of their enjoyment. I mean, I played Ultimate for years, even after I started hating it, so I kind of get it. But yeah, I agree with Dexter. Just like complaining all the time about not having fun is just not productive, man. You might just be addicted. You gotta ease your way out. My rivals of either tier list ranked based on what real life pizza places they would probably enjoy. I'm sorry if I somehow get something wrong to their personality or lore. Okay, here's the thing. I think all of this is funny and like subjective and it doesn't really matter. But Loxodon isn't probably don't like pizza? Excuse me? Loxodon's the only one who's canonically making pizza. He has a pizza oven as a throne, and he makes meatballs. He's an Italian chef. Of course he likes pizza. What are you talking about? It's hard to believe that Loxodon, with the Italian chef skin, doesn't care for pizza. Highly agree. He's just too evil to enjoy something like pizza. Also, chef skin is probably non-canon meme like Lovers of Aether. Okay, since when was evil a hindrance to enjoying things? You can be evil and like food. Very funny though. I cannot believe, out of all the things you could have put at don't like pizza, Loxodon was definitely not in here. Falling bear hug clips. Ooh, what does that mean? Let me check it out. Okay, getting a little wave dash accent. Oh yeah, wait. I saw this on I think I saw this on Twitter actually. I missed it. There's like a tech where you can, like when you hang on ledge, you tech the recovery, and you can immediately up air. That's kind of disgusting. Yeah, let's see more of it. Get him off stage, ledge hang, get hit on purpose, and then immediately up air? That's kind of broken. That's crazy. I guess this is specifically an anti-Zetterburn tech. So hey, turns out Edalus has a pretty good matchup against Zetterburns. That's what it looks like anyway. Oh my god, that's so gross. I guess Zetterburns have to recover like high and try to dodge that. But very interesting. I really need to lab this. Yeah, correct. That is crazy. Oh, this is like a technique specifically put into the drag down wiki? Well, that's so interesting. I didn't even know that the wiki had like techniques on there. That's really cool. Very cool. Do you know if this works on Claire or Rano as well? Yes, it works on them, Lox, Maple, Raster, and Fleet. The timing and setup is definitely the easiest versus Eder. Thank you for your efforts in promoting Edalus superiority. No problem, homie. Turning people into bear believers one video at a time. Yeah, man, Edalus, since the buff, seems to be a problem. Silly Rano versus Edalus Edgeguard. Okay, let's see. Let's check this out. So he goes high, gets him with a bear, a weak bear. Goes even higher, gets him with the upbeat. Oh, wait. That's actually so good. You killed with the spinny spin? Does it even have enough knockback for that? That's so funny. How did it even happen? Random idea to facilitate Rivals 2 community that will totally go absolutely nowhere. Dojos. I had a random thought to drive engagement in Rivals 2. What if we had a dojo system where players can create their own groups, like guilds in MMORPGs? They would probably cap at like 30 people, and you can get together by rank, preferred servers, or whatever you want. Dojos can also get bonus coins or Aether bucks, or even early access to skins, depending on their user activity, which could also help fuel a diversity in the kinds of content played. This can give players in less well-served areas and ranks people of their level to play with consistently. It can actually create a real casual scene, it just needs to be thought out well enough. Some obvious limitations for the sake of moderation and overhead: no chats. No way to disclose personal information over the guild platform, just basic information security stuff so we don't have to get into the social ills of society nearly as much. What do you think? Would something like dojos be a thing that could help the game out, or would it end up causing more issues I didn't think about than it might solve? Shadow with a hoodie says, yeah, I don't think I can think of any reason not to add this. It's not a priority, but it should definitely be added. This probably could be tied into future lobby updates. Basically just make a dojo room option. This game desperately needs more social elements like this. This is a cool idea that can be expanded easily. What if your ranked level and your dojo participation combined for a belt ranking like a black belt? Oh yeah, crew battles could become dojo battles. This is a really good idea and has a lot of ways that could be incorporated. You should post it on the note board. Yeah, I mean, this is a really cool idea. The reality is the rivals team has to pick and choose what features they want to implement first, but I'm sure an improved lobby system or a guild system or like a social element is something they want. I've also made a suggestion before in the note board where I kind of go over an idea of like community driven events. For example, something like a Splatfest where you can choose a team and like fight for that team, and the more points you get, the more elo points you grind, you know, you help your team win. Or like maybe it's like a defeat as many eyes as possible, so the community has to go to the eye mode and rack up killing eyes, and if you get to like 1,000,000 we get like a new eye skin or something like something like that. Yeah, the Rivals 2 game can do a lot more to supplement the community that exists. Thoughts on this change to the results screen? I already posted it on notes. I actually maybe I don't pay attention enough. I don't know what the change is. What's the change? Yeah. He moved the ready overlay to cover the character portrait and leave the stats viewable even when ready. Oh, so the ready goes up here instead of down here, so you can see this like results screen and stuff. I think that's fine. Yeah, wanted this for a while. Already upvoted on Note. Oh wait, so this is the change you're suggesting. You're suggesting instead of this, you put it on top. Okay, that I see what you're saying. Yeah, I think that's I thought you were saying this change already happened, but I think that's a great idea. Another tier list. A tier list I made of how fast I think each character can chug a tall glass of milk. Okay. True milk slugger. Loxodon, I agree. He's got a trunk, he can like suck it all up and go. Maple is a milk slugger? I don't know if I agree with that. She's tiny. She's just like a little tiny raccoon. Orcane I can see, but like Orcane is like water incarnate, so does that count? I bet like Orcane can absorb the milk instantly, which I'm not sure if that counts. Zetterburn definitely can. He is a bro through and through, and he definitely chugs beers. He can chug a glass of milk. Edalus in the respectable gulper. I can respect that. I could replace Maple with Edalus though. Edalus just like, he also seems like a guy who could like drink a whole, keg of beer in one go. Olympia as a respectable gulper. Okay. I guess there's something to say about like people who like are training in martial arts can just like down a drink. I like that right below respectable gulper is sips daintily. I think the gap there is pretty big, but Forsburn, Clarin, and Fleet? Man, I think I have to disagree with that. Well, Forsburn possibly a dainty sipper. I can see that. But Clarin, I think, is a tryhard. So maybe in between. Clarin, maybe not an actual respectable gulper, but she tries. And Fleet, I also think, yeah, I guess she's too like clumsy and silly to. No. But I think that kind of character really does like. It's one of those things where like, oh, you can't drink a lot, and then suddenly she beats everybody in like in a bar or something. So yeah, I think also a respectable gulper. Has a mouth. Cragged has no mouth. Well, no, he has a mouth. He has a tiny mouth. But I think this makes sense. He would not just gulp a tall glass of milk. Lactose intolerant killed instantly. Raster and Rano. I think Raster, I agree. He's like a little baby boy in the end. But Rano, he's a monk. Monks can do like anything, man. But maybe he's one of those monks that are vegan and doesn't drink animal products, so he will actually die from it. Who knows? Glass of milk is relative to character's body size, ordered within tier. Relative to body size, does that count? Okay, sure, whatever. Crag opens his big yapper when you parry. He can guzzle with the best of it. In light of this information, Crag was given some milk to evaluate his capabilities. Unfortunately, he died and has thus been moved down a tier. Such is the life of a bug. If you think Lox can chug now, you should have seen him during his college days. Frat Boy Lockskin is a skin I need yesterday. Axes 2 beer kegs on a pole. Wait, that's so funny. That's great. Clarin is a cat, and I don't know if you've seen a cat drink milk, but there is nothing dainty about it. She is a cat and kind of a brute. That's what I'm saying. She definitely would try. Will she be successful? No, but it's not a dainty drink. Caught in the Rivals dev stream. Okay, first of all, the name is Fleet Foot Paws. Hey devs, loving the new character look. Loving more barefoot characters. Though no one can compete to Fleet's feet. Permanently banned. This is... Oh my god, this is crazy. Meanwhile, me excited Fleet got a skin that covers her feet. Yeah. About time, you know she's been catching mad splinters on Merchant Port. This guy also kept getting banned and making new accounts to spam the same comment. Because you know, maybe it would be funny the 5th or 6th time. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, that is funny. It's funny that they keep coming back. That's crazy, man. Some of you Rivals people, a little wild. Okay, a little Crag combo video it looks like. Okay, let me see that again. Dash, immediate down special. Sheesh. Dude, the aggressive pillars, if you know how to do it, is crazy. Oh my god. Ew. Ew, is he dead? Okay, not dead yet, but jeez. Oh, is it another dare? Oh my god. Not a dare, but a down special. That's disgusting. What a disgusting... Dude, high level people in this game are so good. I'm so inspired. If I got hit by that, I'd clip it and upload it myself. I'm so mad that Upstrong didn't kill. Insanely good clip though. For real, it's Crag halfway up the stage, but then again, from 73 is probably fair. But come on, man, it would have been so cool. That's it, buff Crag again. This would unironically make me want to end it all. Dude, I mean, high level gameplay of all the characters, I think, is so fun to watch. So yeah, if you want to watch Battle of BC, go watch it Sunday. Darren, babe, it's 4 p.m. Time for your dare flattening. Yes, honey. I guess dare is just a strong move for a lot of characters. Like, Zetterburns also love dares. Gold ranks be like, my body is a machine that turns Claret into down air up tilt. True. No. I mean, if you want to keep getting parried over and over again, be my guest. Imagine being a high enough elo to play opponents that can parry. This one says irrefutable evidence that sometimes Zetterburn players mash and are mean. Yeah. Like, sometimes you just get really trolly people. I don't know, and I feel like it's only the Zetterburns. I guess it's the type of people where trolls like playing Zetterburns because they want to mash on people. This is also why I don't like Zetterburns. It's the personality of the people, man. If I had a choice to be stuck in a forest with either Edelus or with a Zetter player, I'd choose Edelus. True. Pick the bear every time. Yeah, I mean, this is, that's how it is, man. You just gotta get better. You just gotta get better and beat them, so they never do it again. They're gonna do it again, but the lower level people, but you know, it is what it is, you know what I mean? Alrighty, that's everything for this week, so thank you guys so much for watching. And again, if you want to give me some support, make sure to use my creator code, both players, on Rivals of Aether 2. I'm very excited for next week because Olympia's coming out and everything's gonna change because I'm gonna have a character that I like and I'm going into Diamond, I'm going into Masters, maybe even Grandmasters if they exist. I'm not gonna get to Grandmasters, but I wanna try, and I hope you're excited too. Remember to keep playing Rivals 2, and I'll see you next time.